Welcome back, fellow fan stands, to the Week 7 finals. We have Fastbond Ramp versus Doomsday Ramp. Fastbond Ramp can use Remnant Excavator and Fastbond to generate infinite mana with Archaeological Dig. And Doomsday Ramp just looks to play huge things ahead of schedule, but also has the outlet of a Doomsday win. Let's get into game one. Alright, we have Tim on the left playing Fastbond, and Nicola on the right playing Doomsday Ramp. We're here in game one, and we've got Nicola on the play. We're going to start with a Bayou into a Mox Dark Ritual Doomsday. So Nicola, with a very explosive start to their hand, can threaten to win the game next turn even through a series of draw spells, mana acceleration, and then Jace, Wielder of Secrets. But they have to think about what Tim could possibly have to interact, because depending on what Tim has, it could disrupt Nicola, and this very quick start that Nicola had could actually fall apart fairly easily. So you want to try to create a pile that can win as soon as possible to keep yourself not very vulnerable, but at the same time resilient, so that you ensure you don't just lose on the spot. And Tim here, taking a quick look at the exile pile that Nicola made. This will help inform Tim of what's potentially in Nicola's pile. You know, these players don't have each other's decks memorized, but it's easy to notice when like a Gitaxian Probe or a Mental Misstep is missing. So you know maybe what outs Nicola has and how Tim can quench these outs. Notably, this also lets Tim know that Nicola's not in an all-in strategy of Doomsday, that they have a lot of ramp elements that they could do instead. But Tim will just draw for their turn. They've got Mox Sapphire into Tropical Island. We've got a Fastbond. Looks like a Bontu and a Balance in hand. And we'll play a Soul Ring. And it doesn't look like there's much else Tim can do here. We'll play 2 lands through Fastbond. Crack this for a white. And Balance. Now Tim here is going to be sacrificing a land, but you gotta hope that Nicola is banking on needing both the spells in their hand, or all 3 of the cards in their hand. It's possible that the land Nicola was holding on to was one of the resources of mana that they were expecting to have in their Doomsday pile. But we'll just have an Ancestral Recall into Black Lotus and cast Jace. Uptick Jace, target mill themselves, and yeah, that's a quick game 1. So Tim making sure to play to their outs as best as possible with the Balance to discard cards from hand, but Nicola just had everything they needed. Here in game 2, we've got Tim on the play this time. We're going to see if Tim's got some more interaction this time. But Nicola has mulligan down to 5 cards in hand. Mox Pearl, Underground Sea, pass the turn. But we'll just have a Birds of Paradise from Nicola. Looks like we've got Narset and Karn in hand for Tim, so definitely going to be hampering the Doomsday line wins. Significantly going to slow them down. But instead of playing something here, we'll just pass the turn. Getting ready to be able to play Karn. Be able to shut down a Black Lotus line with Doomsday. Can also potentially threaten the game by finding a Time Vault. But here we've got a Dark Ritual, play a Gemstone Mind, and 5 mana will play Nissa, who shakes the world. We'll uptick on Nissa on the Tropical Island, make it a 3/3 and attack. Now Tim's hand here doesn't have a lot of action. We've got a Ramanok Excavator, but that doesn't do too well to block these 3/3 vigilant creatures. Not going to be able to threaten Nissa anytime soon, who is going to ult in 3 turns. And in the meantime, is just going to bash Tim in. And yeah, notably, we don't have any green mana in hand, so we'll have to get rid of this Archaeological Dig. A great combo with Ramanok Excavator, though, because you can play that land back from the graveyard. Though this does hinder Tim's mana development, not able to play that other land from hand. But it's smart to be able to grab the land from the graveyard in case Nicola has any graveyard interaction. We've got 3 mana after playing a Mox Jet to play Narset. Narset resolves. And Tim's in some deep trouble here. We've got Nissa putting in the beats and then Narset keeping the gas flowing. Oh, and there we go. We've got a Wheel of Fortune. This is going to refuel Nicola, and they're going to be able to play out more ramp into more Planeswalkers, maybe cast a Casualty of War later, but they might not even need it because they're swinging for 6 right now. Six damage goes through. Tim falls down to 11. Let's see. Dovin's Veto, a little too late. If they had that available just a little bit sooner in this match, we would have seen a completely different game. There would have been no pressure out from Nicola. Nicola would have been fairly empty-handed. This Ramanok Excavator could have been attacking the Narset. But drawing a little out of sequence. We've got Karn coming down. Gonna pop that Mox Jet. But Karn isn't long for this world. Nicola's gonna have another land available. Two 3/3s, another 3/3 on its way. We have the potential to go tap Birds of Paradise, tap our Bayou, cast Wheel of Fortune. However, if we do that, we're not attacking with our 3/3s if we want to cast something else from off the Wheel of Fortune. And casting the wheel will give Tim the opportunity to come back to this. Maybe find some way to deal with the Nissa And right now, Nicola's got this game on lock. So it looks like we're attacking Karn for 6, and then Tim for 3. Ah, yes. So we're able to play the Wheel of Fortune after combat because we still get the attacks in because Nissa gives our lands vigilance. And that vigilance lets us keep the pressure on while still developing our hand. 2 mana, Time Walk. Ooh. And with Tim tapped out, there's nothing he can do. And that's gonna be it. Congratulations to Nicola. Because there's nothing else to do here. Tim looking at the top card. And that's it. That's official. Congrats, Nicola.